Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. This week, unfortunately, life happens. As you'll see today and on Wednesday, we are remote this week for podcasting.
Wah, 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 wah. I almost did that exact same thing.
Yeah, it happens. Life happens, but as you'll hear me say numerous times this week, there ain't no stopping us. Just because we can't physically be together, the show must go on.
Still make it happen.
Come on, we have a lot to talk about between Monday morning news and the game we're reviewing on Wednesday. So, like we said, the show continues. So, welcome to this edition.
Love me some news.
Right? It's Monday morning news today. Even though we're remote, there's still plenty to talk about. I guess we can hop right into it. A big thing I want to give a shout out to, because these developers and this game has continued to grow so much since release. Demeo, one of the most popular games.
One of our favorites.
Yeah, this was actually the first ever episode of Ruff Talk VR was reviewing Demeo when it first came out.
And one would think it would have been Pop 1, but no.
It almost was. I remember we were saying it was going to be Population 1 in the lead up, maybe like 1 month before. And then Demeo dropped and we were just playing the hell out of Demeo. And we were like, well, it's got to be Demeo now, you know?
No,
so Population...
Every time they do an update, too, it's always been freaking amazing.
Well, this is going to be the 5th map, counting their base one. I mean, they've added... Every new map has been free to the game once you already own it. So it's not like they're doing paid DLCs. You know, their next map is going to be called Reign of Madness, and it drops December 15th. There's going to be a new character, a new class. So, I mean, it's like these guys have constantly continued to update this game, add new characters, add new items, add new maps, and it's all been free, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, and you wonder how much harder this one's going to be than the previous maps. Because to me, every time they come out with a new map, it's harder.
It seems like it, and, you know...
Strategy has to change.
Yeah, we're not the best Demeo players, but I feel like for the hardcore Demeo players, like that's how they want to play it. You know, they want that. I always hear people go, "Oh, I need a harder one."
Definitely.
You know, some people are really good at it, and it's only, like I said, constantly gotten better. Props to Resolution Games, because it's not their only game they have out. They're also they push out Blast and updates. They put out Ultimex for free. They're working on God knows what else. So, you know, props to them that they're able to keep pumping up this content for free. You know, I can't wait to...
Demeo is definitely a must-own, too.
I'd say to show, like, the potential of VR, because it's so simple. If you explained it to somebody, like, hey, it's kind of like a turn-based board game in VR, it doesn't, like, sound the most appealing, but then you play it, and it's like, oh, man, this is, like you said, a must-own.
Oh, yeah. The first time we played it, we knew it was something special, and then... You know, they start dropping these updates, the second map, and then the playroom. I'll call it the playroom. It's not officially called the playroom. But you can go in there and...
The Heroes Hangout.
Yeah, Heroes Hangout.
Paint the pieces.
Play other little mini games and such. But the piece painting to me was like, this is freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff that Resolution Games, they just don't mess around with. It has nothing to do with the actual game. It ends up being one of the coolest
No, it
features.
has to do with part of that community lifestyle of that type of game.
And Demeo's games can be long, you know, but now you can kind of save your progress, which was a big requested feature at first. You know, they added that a while ago. It's not like that's brand new, but it's like the game's just gotten constantly so much better. It was one of our favorites when it dropped, and it's only improved, and it's not like that they're putting these out with $5, $10 price tags per map. It's free. Once you own it.
They're, you know, I mean, what can you say? They're a great company. No matter what they seem to work on, it does really well. They obviously, you know, have a passion for VR. But anything Demeo does is going to be great.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see what this
is. If it wasn't hard and long enough,
right?
Now you can spend 2 days. I mean, dude, think of how long it would take to really, you know, like if we were like, all right, let's do every single map. It's like, this is going to be crazy.
Oh my goodness, because you might...
It took forever to do 2.
Yeah, you might make it all the way to the end and lose. So it is what it is, you know? It's not always the easiest.
I'm excited, though. I want to see what new characters they might add in.
Right, so it's going to be a barbarian. It sounds interesting, but the thing is, like...
Another tank.
My Guardian's so good with its healing. You know, getting the shield back every round.
What this guy got.
It's going to be hard for me to... move away. But we'll see. We'll see when it actually comes out. December 15th, I'll have to test it out for sure. Now, interestingly enough, technically, for the longest time since the Quest 2 dropped. You know, it's actually never been for sale in Germany due to the Facebook account requirement. Germany didn't like that business.
They didn't play that game.
No, they didn't like it. So they kind of like opened up an investigation into like if they should ban it. And so Facebook voluntarily stopped sales. Facebook at the time, I guess Meta, you know.
Yeah.
But Facebook accounts aren't required anymore. Now we have Meta accounts. So they have opened sales back up to Germany. Sales are returning to Germany for the Meta Quest 2.
No, that's actually really good news.
Yeah, that's a huge market. I believe it goes into effect at the end of the year. But I mean that's
That'll mean a lot
huge.
of pro sales too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I mean I feel like Germany's a VR market. I see a lot of
Hell yeah.
a huge Europe following for VR. It's like that's a huge market of people.
And look, there's a shit ton of European developers. So, I mean, it would only make sense. So, no, that's a good move.
Yeah, no.
Just wonder how many people are going to use their Facebook account once they finally can get the.
Well, now it's optional. Now it's optional. Now it's
no
not
one's
forced.
forcing you.
Yeah, I think that
I never cared, dude.
No, I never cared.
I just wanted to play my damn games.
I do think it's better in its current state where it's optional.
Yeah,
now there's
it's
built-in
open.
integration if you want it, but it's not forced. Of course, I have seen the post, and I knew it was going to come of, hey, I disconnected my Facebook account. I made a Meta-only account, you know, when they migrated accounts. And they're like, how do I open up Facebook Messenger?
You don't. Can't.
That was the point, bro. If you want to open up Facebook, that means connect to your Facebook account. What are we doing
How
here?
am I going to talk to all my friends? I love those.
Yeah, I knew that was going to come. And now I know that there's a piece of news that is very dear to your heart. I haven't gotten to check out this update yet, but a game that we love, Thief Simulator VR, they just dropped a new update. You know, it addresses some, I guess you could say, quality of life things that were going on before. But
yeah, and some of them we actually discussed. So, I mean, it's cool to see some of this change.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Their post is pretty funny. If you go to their store page and you like read the developer post, it references the narrator of the game, who I think they did give him a name earlier in the game, like if you listen really closely. But
yeah, they did in the update too.
Yeah,
he says his name. I just for the life of me can't remember.
Yeah, it seems like his name is officially Vinny. He goes, "Hey, it's Vinny," right in the top of the.
Hey, it's Vinny, everybody's favorite uncle. I got some more stuff for you to do.
Yeah, they did a great job with the the voice.
Dude, I talk like that during the game. It's terrible.
Well, we went through
I'm gonna smash out your fucking window here.
We had too much fun. If people could have heard our party chat while we were playing that game and getting ready to
we'd be canceled.
Yeah, it was. It brought out our inner Boston, you know, our inner New Englander for sure.
Yeah. You can have fun as we'll say Uncle Vinny.
Yeah, I mean, well, come on.
Who doesn't like an Uncle Vinny? Gets over here, huh? Here's $10. Go buy yourself something to eat. Everybody's got an Uncle Vinny, I'm sure.
So I'm glad that they embraced that in the blog post, but you know, they actually had a pretty big list of changes. I'll actually go over them if you don't mind. They added.
I'll try not to interrupt you.
No, feel free to if you got any commentary on some of them. But man, Vinny influenced us so hard. I think that we did a Manscaped ad.
We did.
You read it.
Yeah.
But you know, that's a different comment. That's neither here nor there. So they added.
That was not Uncle Vinny though.
No, we had a name for him, but we decided to leave it ambiguous. You know, no reason to officially start signing character names or anything like that.
Nope. Could be anybody.
So they added physical climbing on the walls and fences, and in the brand new playground. So it seems like they got a playground. I wonder if you can steal stuff at the playground or if it's just for
don't knock little kids over
climbing around. Then they also added smooth window passing. You know, no black screen or reload teleport. So I know exactly what it means. I can visualize that at least. You know, before when you go through a window, like the screen would go black for a second and then you would be loaded in.
Yeah, no, that's a huge change. Because I didn't like the feeling that necessarily I was going to come back into let's say I was going from the roof window into the, you know, bedroom window.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't feel natural with it going black screen and then all of a sudden you're in a specific spot on the floor and then a second later someone comes through the door.
Mm-hmm.
So this will make you at least feel like you have more control.
No, I agree. All right, and then next on the list, and if anybody heard some ruffling around a moment ago, that was I didn't know exactly what was going on, but I guess Reggie was trying to get in the room. He was quite upset. I had the door open or the door shut, and he was missing out on the party.
I thought you were getting robbed. We were talking about Thief Sim,
right? And
as you're getting robbed.
I started hearing ruffling around, and I'm like, "Damn, what is that?" My mic was picking it up quite loud, and oh my goodness, I think Reggie wants to come in. Yep. So
Good
nonetheless. Call. So the next thing on the list that they added is eating and drinking, but they put except alcohol. It's unprofessional to drink at work.
Yeah, and plus you're driving.
Come on.
And once getting all like GTA tanked up and driving down the road swerving.
Yeah, you don't need MAD coming after you. The mothers against drunk driving, they came after Grand Theft Auto pretty hard for that.
Definitely not.
So I'm sure maybe that's part of the the disclaimer. And then they also have almost 30 new loot items to be stolen. So woohoo, more
that
shit
means
to steal.
more items to sell.
Yep, more stuff to make your Vinny happy. I almost called him your cousin Vinny, but just Vinny.
My cousin Vinny. Yeah, you might get sued for that.
And then they added more destructibles as well. So now pillows and flower pots waiting for your crowbar. They're pretty funny with their blog post.
Well, dude, remember me? I'll smash the shit out of them toilets.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Go on with a vandalizing spree. So the options they give you to like cause destruction and all that, that's cool.
Yeah, I think I even said it during the review episode. All I can picture is somebody, coming home from work. They just got a shit so bad they've been holding in, stuck in traffic. They get through. They find, you start to get closer to home. It's more and more. You're like, oh my god, I don't even know if I can make it. You finally get through the door and your toilet's just smashed up before you.
Not only that. Not only do you smash the toilet, but then you look down and see that they had the nerve to take the shards of porcelain and shove it down into that hole in the ground. Whereas, like, for a second, your brain was like, okay, at least I can use the hole in the ground. Then you look down in there and you realize that thing's like foot stomped full of broken shards of toilet.
Just terrible. Absolutely terrible.
It's wicked fucked up.
So
I love it. It's funny.
So now even more stuff to destroy and, completely role play and have fun with. Like I said, man, if people could have heard our party chat.
So I did go in and play it. I won't spoil like it's basically you're going to go in and do something new for the first time. And then, hey, your favorite guy's going to tell you to hang out and do more missions till I'll see you soon.
Which I assume see you soon is new updates.
Yeah.
Then
I'm thinking a new section of the neighborhood.
Yeah, well, remember it said like part 1.
Yeah.
But so nonetheless.
But I love the game.
They also added improved grabbing and opening. Now that's a big one that we had. It was a little janky when we reviewed it, and we kind of hit them a little bit on it. So that's cool. They added you didn't. I don't think you liked this one too much, but they added a community request of the car start and stop button instead of keys. So before I
don't know why. I really don't know why.
Sometimes
you start
the keys
a car. I guess nowadays it's 50-50.
That's actually a good point. But no, it has that old school feel with the key. It's nice. I agree.
It's not like they're giving you a top of the line model car. You're driving like a friggin' VW Rabbit from the 80s.
It'd be cool if it was a setting. Sometimes the keys were.
Thank you. That's what I was like. Give you the option: push start or key start. Because I thought the key start, especially when you have to get away and it doesn't always start that first time. You got to redo it again. Would you hear the cops coming?
Oh my God, you're shitting yourself.
I went to go. They start you off pretty much in your car, and I was like, "Where's the freaking key?" I'm like, "This is ridiculous." And then I see the push button on the left, and I'm like, "Oh, whatever. Guess I'll drive my Prius to go commit crime."
I agree. I wish.
I was really bummed about that.
Well, sometimes the keys were janky to me, but fix it, or then instead of just dropping it, just give both options.
Learn how to turn a key.
Yeah. So then they also added what they say is many visual improvements. So tens of objects reworked, which probably means 20 objects. New lighting in some scenes, and then it says check the garage. They got new voiceovers, more Vinny, plus new cop and sound effects. The cops before were very repetitive. Freeze. Put your hands up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, the cops. It was.
I'm gonna see if they got rid of my roof glitch.
So it says right. So they added a new rework tutorial. It says prettier, smoother, more educationer educational, and that's not me reading. That's the actual.
Yep, that's them.
That's not my. That's not a reading error. That's that's them being silly. And it says add and two birds to chill within your garage.
Like actual birds, birdies. Tweet, tweet.
So cool to see. I was getting worried because I hadn't seen updates to this game yet. I was getting worried that, we weren't going to get the rest of the game, the second act and whatnot.
No, I don't think it's dead.
No, definitely not.
They're going to stand by it and they're going to build it, and I mean they have all the potential to build something nice.
Yeah, it was a great game. I loved it. I had a blast when we reviewed it. So
it's fun as hell,
dude. It was so good. And it has us
to go out and commit crime. You go to prison for that.
It got us worried about GTA as well. So
yes,
let's see.
I'm still concerned about GTA.
I think Thief Sim is pushing the headset kind of to the max with like the open world aspect of it and everything you can. It feels like a lot for the Quest 2, and I never really thought of games like that before. But this was the first one I was like, damn. There's GTA a lot going.
Be better off waiting for the Quest 3.
Thinking that might be the situation at this point.
I'll be
with
happy
the Quest.
with it.
Well, I mean, let's be real.
I want some janky version of.
Let's be real. If GTA is not out yet, and the Quest 3 is dropping next year, do you want a dumbed down game just so it can operate on the Quest 2 as well, or do you want them to
they
just
make you?
But I always feel like for the big boys, like example, Resident Evil 4 was one of the first ones.
You get exclusives.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yep. No one's dumbing it down.
Imagine
if you haven't played Thief Sim, man, you're missing out.
Yeah, that was a fun one, especially with Vinny. Vinny's a great narrator.
They don't do him. Like, his voice is so fun to do too, but they don't do him enough, like in the game.
Well,
I like it if like you like talk to the parrot and that was his voice and shit.
Well, I feel like
get back to work.
They maybe didn't know how much the VR community was going to respond to Vinny. Like instantly, me and you that was a highlight to us.
No, I'm like, this guy's freaking awesome.
Yeah, sometimes people don't know the gold mines that they're sitting on, and Vinny's definitely one of them. So it's cool that they're embracing it.
It's off to them.
So, and then also the next piece of news. So, Camouflage, the developer of Iron Man VR, which was a PSVR exclusive, then Meta bought them and then dropped it, this past month. So Iron Man VR it came out that they are working on a Batman VR game. So they're sticking with the superhero theme.
No, I was actually, when you sent me the link on that made me kind of happy.
Yeah, no,
I'm still dying to play Iron Man. Yeah,
we gotta bite the bullet on that. The end of the year is coming quick, and there's so many more games that are just dropping now. So I mean, let's see. I'm curious when this will actually come, if it's coming.
I'd really like to get to the point where we could play every single game.
Well, so it's hard right now because I know we're super professional. We pump out episodes 2-3 times a week, every week. What was that?
I said professional.
Professional. But, this is still something we do part-time. It's not our full-time gig by any means. We have full-time jobs that pay the bills.
Boo.
So, boo. Hopefully one day the podcast is full-time, and then, it'll be much easier to...
Oh, dude, it's going to be vicious.
And how does it get full-time? Well, for one, if you've been listening, you have friends who enjoy VR. Tell your friends, your family, scream from the top of the hill, Ruff Talk VR. Also, you can join our official subreddit, our Discord. You can become a Patreon subscriber, which gives you exclusive Discord benefits. You can get an ad-free podcast feed if you want, so you don't have to listen to the ad break when we do take that when it's time. You can get on-air shout-outs, whole bunch of cool stuff. So definitely check that out and help the goal of becoming full-time. I always like to give a good shameless plug.
That was pretty
spontaneous,
unscheduled plug. Yeah, that was nice.
This podcast is brought to you by Kiwi Design, the leader in MetaQuest and VR accessories. And now you can deck out your device while supporting the podcast. The MetaQuest 2 is a great headset, but do you ever feel things could be a bit more comfortable? Well, we have the solution for you. With lens protectors, controller grips, face covers, head straps, link cables, headset stands, and more, including my two personal favorites, the top version controller grips with added weight and an extended handle, and the Kiwi upgraded Elite strap. Let's be real, we've all whacked our controller. Don't be the guy messaging Oculus support for your own mistake or waiting weeks for an out-of-stock controller. Visit the link in our show notes to prepare yourself today. After visiting the link in our show notes, Make sure to use the promo code Ruff Talk VR at checkout, all one word, to take full advantage of your savings. And make sure to click the link in our show notes so the podcast gets credit and you help support us. Remember, whatever you need, Kiwi has you covered. Fall is in the air, and our friends at Vincero Collective has sponsored this episode to make sure all of our listeners are accessorizing their autumn outfits with premium watches, jewelry, sunglasses, and more. Their top-tier designs make sure you look class while you save some cash. Other watchmakers have insane markups, so that's where Vincero steps in. You can have the looks of a premium lifestyle without breaking the bank. For a limited time only, get 20% off plus free shipping site-wide with our exclusive code RuffTalkVR at VinceroCollective.com. I love the high-quality feel and fashionable look that Vincero Collective brings without breaking the bank. Vincero Collective designs everything in-house, sources their own materials, and produces in small batches so the quality is at the highest standard. Whether you have a work meeting or a nice date planned, a high-quality watch can make a great impression. Vincero offers many attractive designs for the modern individual. In addition to watches, Vincero just launched their commuter bag. This is the ultimate travel bag specifically designed for someone who likes to look good while traveling. This product is made of 100% recycled nylon material, so it is lightweight and you can support a sustainable cause. Vincero Collective also offers iconic sunglass styles with polarized lenses and 100% UV protection. You can block out the sun with style. Feeling confident? Add on to your look with their essential yet sophisticated necklaces and bracelets for both you and for her. And with holiday sneaking up, this is the perfect gift for yourself or someone you love. Buy it before they sell out. But you don't have to take my word for it. With over 30,000 5-star reviews, they have been named GQ's go-to brand for premium lifestyle accessories. Get 20% off plus free shipping site-wide with the code RuffTalkVR at VinceroCollective.com. Support our show and use code RuffTalkVR at VINCERO Collective.com. Accessorize your life at an exceptional price with Vincero. We are excited to announce our newest Ruff Talk VR podcast sponsor, VRlist.xyz, a marketplace for VR talent that just launched April this year and already has over 100 members as of October. At VRlist.xyz, they believe the metaverse will usher in new opportunities for all those who partake in it. With that, they asked a simple question: how can you find VR creators? Unhappy with the results they found, it was time to take things into their own hands. They've embarked on a journey to simplify how those looking for VR services can connect with those who supply them. VRlist.xyz is an open marketplace for VR creators, instructors, entertainers, and proprietors to proudly showcase their talents and spaces to potential clients. And with already over 100 vendors listed, including Stratus and yours truly, VRlist.xyz is quickly becoming the premier VR talent marketplace. Again, that's VRlist.xyz to find the right VR talent for your needs. I will say to our Discord, I always say it, our Discord's really turning up.
Discord's becoming its own thing, and I'm really liking it.
I'm a huge Reddit guy, and I won't lie, our Discord is destroying our subreddit right now. Our subreddit's still bigger, but in terms of activity, our Discord's on fire right now.
Night and day.
It's really cool. So if you're not part of that, if you're not part of that Discord, go join that, check it out. And, we still doing Among Us meetups and stuff. It's in a whole bunch of other games. So
yeah, definitely. We got to start rolling on some bocce time.
Yeah. Bocce time is so good.
I want to shut their servers down.
I hope, I hope just by loading in way too many people is what you mean, right?
Pump them with as many people as we can.
Bocce time is, I hope that soon.
No, that's a hidden gem for real. It's like, and when we did the podcast on it, I even admitted that, bocce, whatever.
It's so
good.
It's
so good.
It's so good.
It's so much fun. It's easy. Anybody can play it. Any age can play it. It's got that, I'll say 45% walkabout vibe.
Mm-hmm. It has that same magic
a touch
feel.
Of that vibe. So it's cool.
I hope soon, one day, that we're talking about on a Monday morning news that Bocce Time is coming to the official MetaQuest store, because it 100% deserves it. It's one of the games not on the official MetaQuest store that we've screamed deserve it.
Unless the 4 VR mafia is holding them down.
That's my fear. But it's like, at this point, it's Swordsman VR, Dragon Fist, Atlas, and Bocce Time. Those are my four
Atlas,
at this point.
I'm still confused why it's not on the store.
Oh yeah, same with Swordsman.
And, yeah, I don't even want to talk about that.
And Dragon Fist VR, I think, deserves it too, just for niche reasons.
I think Dragon Fist will get there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll get there. It's just, and the thing about Bocce Time too is it's not like he just gave you the one bocce game to do. We've already discussed like it's 5 different things in the 5 or 6 in the yard, but now he's got another player area to play with. So
and avatars, the game's just growing to me. And Bocce Time has a great
and kept
Discord
the potato people.
Too.
So if you like Potato Head, you can
we still got
Potato Head.
Still got the OG Potato, Mr. Potato Man.
And if you want to hear the dev play single player against the AI, and that's the dev's voice.
Yeah, Body McBotface is voiced by the developer.
McBotface.
And they have it. That's another game with
not to be trusted in Among Us, by the way.
No, not at all.
I'll say it every week.
And that's a game with a great Discord community as well. They host
tournaments.
Tournaments. They're very active as well. So
yeah, it's cool. Good. I mean, some of the people that have come over to play in our Among Us game came from the Bocce servers.
Yeah, so it wasn't really like the piece of Monday morning news. We got a little sidetracked, but I'll rant about it any day of the week. I don't care. It could not even be the game we're talking about. We could be reviewing a game, and I'll start talking about it. Bocce Time deserves to be on the official Meta.
Well, yeah, when you were saying official store, I was just thinking of other games as well. Like, yeah. But then Atlas, that one stands out pretty distinct. That was a good experience.
This is the 4 that I want to see go in 2023. We saw so many of the App Lab games we love go to the official MetaQuest store. Now it's Atlas, Dragon Fist, Bocce Time, and Swordsman. Mm-hmm. And then of course Squingle and Color Connect. I still don't understand how on there either too. We can't forget about those. But nonetheless, I digressed. We could do a whole App Lab shout out episode, any day of the week. So the next piece of news, I often like to make fun of tech journalism, especially when they start talking about Meta. Because it's complete amateur hour. It's like it's actually quite comical. It came out that a while ago in the earnings calls that Meta's lost this year $10 billion in revenue to the Reality Labs section of the company, which is all their AR, VR, all the research and development, all that stuff. They came out, like I said, $10 billion in losses, and then you saw that, all these journalists were writing articles saying that Meta has spent $10 billion on Horizon Worlds, and it looks like crap. And it's like, you can't look at their total losses for all of AR, VR, software, hardware, research and development, everything, and say that that's all being spent on Horizon Worlds, which I was guessing was like a penny, like a cent of it, 1% the most. It's like, it was complete amateur hour journalism, and it kept coming out. So Meta's clarified to their investors that about 50% of their total AR VR spending has been on research and development for AR glasses, which are still years away. I think that they're saying maybe 2026. But that it sounds so far away, but how time goes, it goes like that. So about 50% of their total spending's on that. 40% is on VR, and 10% is on like their first party software stuff, like all of their games. You think of all the game studios they own. Example, Camouflage. They own Camouflage. They own Beat Games. They own all these game studios. All of that, including Horizon Worlds, makes up 10% of their spending. So it's like I can only
any clickbait.
Yeah,
this whole week was like loaded with clickbait shit. Someone else starting the rumor that Zuckerberg was stepping down in 2023.
I don't see
and
that.
I actually read the article at first, and I'm like, well, this is just weird. And then obviously Meta responded like 2 days later.
I can't.
You can wipe your ass with that article if you want.
No, because he has such a dominant like shareholding position in Facebook. It's very rare that like the owner, the CEO of a company still has that type of stock control that he does. There's no way he'd relinquish that. No way. You saw some of sometimes we'll engage into different groups, but somebody was like, the world is falling and Meta's dead. Oh yeah.
What's going to happen to my games when the inevitable happens and Meta's gone? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
the dude starts whipping out like some of the worst financial shit you've ever heard.
Yeah, his logic is that they've lost 10. You know, their projected revenue was 10 billion less because of their investment in Reality Labs.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, based off of these articles that come out, you would think Meta loses money, but Meta
if you don't read the articles.
Yeah, no, they are such a revenue cash cow when it comes to ad revenue. They're one of the wealthiest companies in the whole world. They insanely profitable. They make a stupid amount of ad revenue, like a ridiculous amount. They're able to spend this kind of money and still walk away with billions in profit. Mm-hmm. And unlike most tech giants, they're not riddled in debt. So a lot of different tech companies, they have, like I said, quite a bit of debt that Meta doesn't have. They have cash in hand. It's not.
They got $10 billion to spend. You know what the hell?
Well, and they still made a lot of revenue. Like they still making billions. You know,
yes,
it's
the
like
meta world is not falling apart, and your games are not in jeopardy.
No,
it was funny though.
Oh my god,
it was like a long conversation too. It was a lot of back and forth with that.
But here's the thing: you can go to like reliable websites, like mainstream news sites, especially, and any time you go to their tech section, you know, the technology section, it's terrible. It's like,
yeah, if you just read the headlines, you'd think, you know, the end of the world is coming for Meta.
Well, like I said, it's absolute amateur hour. That's the only way I can put it. You know how. I don't even want to go into it, but again, Meta isn't losing 10 billion on Horizon Worlds.
Nope.
And then also, you know, since I'm on the list of clarifying real quick, another big thing that you'll see them do is it'll be like they'll refer to Horizon Worlds as Meta's metaverse.
The metaverse.
And it's like, no, Meta has come out
totally
endlessly. Yeah, they said the metaverse is a theoretical thing that's years away.
Yeah.
Horizon Worlds is just kind of one platform that's not just the metaverse. It's just an app. They've never claimed Horizon Worlds to be the metaverse. They've never claimed the metaverse is here, that it's ready. It's theoretical.
That Beat Saber is not the metaverse?
But yet you'll see these tech companies say that they spent $10 billion on their shitty metaverse that does, and it's like that they didn't spend $10 billion on that for one. And that's not their metaverse. It's just a world building app. Freaking weirdos.
When you read articles like that, it oozes the lack of understanding of what the big picture is. You know, I guess it would be like,
it's understandable if I see that shit in Facebook group comments. It's not really acceptable to see that from mainstream tech journalism.
No, I get it. Totally get it. It's just
amateur hour.
You know, exactly. Not paying attention to the subject matter.
And just hating. I think it's like they might even if they understand some of it.
But
might
remember,
just be,
it was a reporter who went in and got, you know, quote unquote raped,
doggy styled in Horizon Worlds,
forced to bend over and watch them consume alcohol as they pretended to.
So I'm pretty sick of tech journalism saying these $10 billion.
I've lost it for tech journalism since then.
Yeah. Well, tech journalism's it's always been like.
It used to be cutting edge shit, dude. Like it wasn't.
I'll say used to.
Tech journalism was like, you know, upcoming technologies and how to get the most out of what you have, and, you know, how to put this shit together and that shit. And it was
just so much bias. Ugh.
Now it's just, you know, and it's like, who are the people who really write these? You know, what have they really contributed to the tech world? Mm-hmm. Probably nothing. A bachelor's or master's in journalism doesn't make you.
I should be able to read mainstream tech news and not be able to pick it apart. I should be learning things.
Well, I shouldn't be like. There used to be whole magazines back in the day dedicated to.
I shouldn't be like, no, that's not the metaverse. They've never said it's the metaverse. Why are you writing that it's the metaverse? No, they didn't lose 10 billion on it.
A lot of the news articles that are written for they're deliberately written, like local newspapers, you know, even the one we have in town isn't written for the college graduate.
No.
It's written for the high school graduate or below.
Well, you said it before. It's clickbait too. It's like, correct. Oh, well, you know, everybody loves to shit on Meta, so we write it that's their metaverse, even if we know it's not.
The metaverse is falling apart.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that shit cracks me up.
Yeah, so I'm glad that they at least came out and clarified, and like, man, the real interesting thing is they've been vocal about this before. They've been pretty transparent about it. This isn't like news, but it reinforced it. When it comes time to drop their AR glasses, you know, whenever it'll be 2026, they want a neural wristband to come with it, and that'll be how you control it. It'll do it through, you know, electromagnetic signals. Isn't that wild? a neural wristband with the AR glasses. Man, Meta's
The
putting
Neuralink.
that'll be Elon's, but it's like this will drop before, no doubt. I mean,
it'll be neat. I just don't know.
It's a bit interesting to see the investment be more in AR than it is in VR.
I don't know what the real purpose is, though. It's like, okay, my glasses can take a picture and do video.
To be honest with you,
I can catch Pokemon.
I think that we'll see AR uses used a lot in specific business uses, like work uses. I don't think it'll be a day-to-day thing.
Yeah, so
anytime soon. Like, I don't think you're gonna go.
That's a huge amount of development for a small area of market.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wouldn't you want to develop something and get it out to the masses? Not develop something and it be. But I really look at what's going to separate
the company
these
that just put out the Quest Pro.
Yeah. So it's like, wouldn't you want to the working headset too?
Yeah. So I mean, I think that they're totally down to do that. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what a lot of gamers bought that Pro. I think more gamers probably bought it than anybody doing work. How many people do you know that put on a VR headset for work other than developers?
Yeah, it ain't. I think a lot of, like I said, I agree with you. Yeah, a lot of gamers probably bought it.
So I'm curious with the AR glasses, like what's going to be the benefit to, like, Google Maps? Is there's going to be distractions when you drive now? I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll see. And then if you don't wear glasses, now you're going to have to wear glasses. And if you do wear glasses, are they going to make prescription glasses?
We'll see. 50% is a lot of money.
Gotta catch them all.
Put them into it. Yeah, right? Still the best AR use, or the most successful AR use, is Pokemon Go by far. Right? And Snapchat filters.
Yeah. And Snapchat filters. There's people who make so much money making filters, dude. It's not even funny. So, I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where AR is by the time that this is ready to drop. Like I said, 50% is a lot. So
we'll see.
I'm still shocked that more is going to AR than VR. I would have thought it would have been the opposite.
Right.
But we'll see. And only 10% going to their like in-house first-party titles. What? That's wild.
It's kind of like a living organism, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Part of that whole ecosystem they got going on.
Yeah, you buy a profitable game company, you don't really have to dump money into it because it's profitable. So you don't have to invest.
It's actually doing its own thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That 10%, I wonder, and of that 10%, now we can speculate. Like,
the 10% runs 50% of the profit, though.
Well, I was going to say, what of that 10%, I wonder how much is actually even Horizons. Probably like 1 or 2%.
Oh, right. Like, no, like you said before, it's probably peanuts.
Yeah, probably. I was guessing as 1% of their total expense. 1%. That's my guess. Let's see.
For any, not to jump backwards, but for anybody, just sometimes it kicks in and it just makes me laugh. To think that they lost $10 billion on an app.
On Horizon Worlds.
Dude. $10 billion. Like, they went out and spent $10 billion to build this program.
What, did they just hire like an army of people to sit there with thumbs up their ass and do nothing?
They hired like, every single person on the planet. They gave them,
Come on. Everyone, take charge. We're all working on Horizon Worlds.
Contribute something. Give
it is.
It cracks me up.
Yeah, once you even start to actually think of it, well, $10 billion is so much money. Is so much money. Has any game ever cost in the billions like that?
No.
And that they're going to pump out $10 billion and it's going to be Horizon Worlds? Come on.
There's like cities and shit not worth $10 billion.
$10 billion. They think that these guys are losing on Horizon Worlds. No, I agree. Once you break it down, it's ridiculous that would even be in print and like said by any reputable source.
We made a quadrillion off of Beat Saber and some other games, so we're good.
Oh, what a wild time. Yeah. But nonetheless, so in the news to jump forward, in the news of upcoming games, a game that I'm actually really excited about, Gambit, made from the same studio that made Zero Caliber Reloaded, which I loved. Potential. Yeah, Zero Caliber was fun. It was one of the shooters that has a co-op campaign, so that was very good for us as well. They added PvP, but they have a 4-person campaign-based co-op game dropping. Like I said, it's called Gambit. It's all shooter based. They've posted some things that looks like a little like silly humor, but I don't know the whole storyline, if it's going to be like after the fall. When After the Fall dropped, you get like 5 missions. I don't know if it's a full-fledged story campaign or if it's just like these runs. I don't know. But I like 4-person co-op games, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, they had me at 4-person co-op. So
yeah, right now for 4-person co-op shooters, we have After the Fall. Yeah. And it's a great game. But it'll be good to bring some competition into that niche,
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, campaign-based too.
Just because it has potential.
Yeah.
I like all the potential.
So I'm excited to see that. That's dropping on December 8th. So pretty freaking soon.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, just about. Wow. Time goes so freaking quick.
When you said that, I'm like, Jesus, man, that's like literally like a week away.
Yeah, so December 8th. Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited for this. We're going to have to maybe recruit 2 more off our Discord or run it 2-person first just to blow through it and then kind of go from there. Usually these 4-person shooter type games, they have a lot of replayability in the campaign. You think of games like Borderlands, Left 4 Dead, You always run through them more than once with friends, so.
Yeah, I'll be excited to try this one, though.
Yeah, December 8th. Ooh. And I'm pretty sure they're from Budapest as well. Budapest, Hungary.
Even better.
Even better. Come on. So, the last bit of news. Meta is hosting a VR Biggie Smalls Notorious B.I.G. VR concert next month. And I am so curious how this is going to actually go. Like, how is this going to work? Is it going to be like that Tupac hologram concert, but in VR? Remember years ago when they did that? Not Facebook, but...
No, and this is weird because there was some heat to be taken for doing that.
What, the Tupac one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious.
People didn't like that as much as I guess the thought makers did, but I'm thinking now people are more open to it.
Especially if it's in VR.
Yes, it's like you can... I don't know. I mean,
I'll check it out. I think I'm gonna have.
The rumor is it's freaking gonna be really good. So I want to see it.
Yeah, let's see. I'm real curious. But so next, I think
it's just a game changer because now you can literally bring back any performer from the dead.
Well, how are they doing it? I'm so curious what they're gonna do. If it's like old footage, that's
probably a lot of AI and old footage.
Mm-hmm.
Just put it all. I mean, look at Harrison Ford doing friggin' Raiders of the Lost Ark again. Dude's like, it's friggin' late 70s.
Mm-hmm.
But they're using an AI program on him to make him look younger.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. So for the whole movie, it's just, a fake image.
I'm so curious how this is going to go. We'll definitely have to check it out and give our thoughts on it. Maybe not a whole episode dedicated to it, but one little segment. At least like, what the hell did it actually look like,
Hell yeah.
Oh, this is going to be curious, or this is going to be interesting. And then we also, speaking of like VR videos and stuff like that, we both, not together yet, even though it is multiplayer, we both checked out Stadium.
Yes.
A little independently. I think you said you watched some NASCAR.
I watched some NASCAR, some basketball, some of the MMA, the tennis. I did not watch surfing.
Yeah. Now we just got to try a multiplayer. It's a cool concept with
That's all I wanted to do was just get a taste of them, a little taste.
Well, even when you go in there now and you see it, the available content and stuff, it almost does feel like a little taste right now still. They're still loading it up. It's not like flooded with content yet, but it's a really cool concept.
It has potential to be a game changer, to be able to like really, really feel like you're there versus, watching it on a TV.
Well, if they can get like live UFC fight nights. So imagine, there's a card live and I'm like, yo, you want to throw on your headset for a minute? And we watch
I'll definitely watch it.
And it's not pre-recorded. We're talking live VR. And like
Till Dana figures out he can charge you $100 for the free event. You could watch it on VR, but yeah, I'll enjoy it.
That'll be when they start selling pay-per-views through it.
Oh, Jesus.
But what was really, we already went through that rant. What was really cool for the MMA was when I did it, the camera angles. Like, you could watch through the crowd. You could watch like a little bit more like by like the check-in area. Yeah, that was my favorite. You got a little bit, you could go to like a little bit of a bird's eye view. And it's really cool being able to watch it right above the cage. So I mean,
which is a shot. I mean, as a fan or a ticket holder, you're never going to get.
No, so, and even on TV, they don't do it overhead like that always, and it kind of is cool. In VR, you look really, really there What I was saying is wait till the day they have referee cam in VR.
Glove cam. Get to put on your haptic feedback vest and
it's got a
pick
lot
a
of
side, and whatever happens to you.
It's got a lot of potential. I'm excited to see the.
Yeah,
the
no,
continued
I
growth.
am not disappointed with it. It'll be curious how it is when it's, when people are really jumping in there, like venues. Can be a little laggy.
What's cool is you can do
always
it.
Laggy.
We could watch it just me and you. It's not like it has to be loaded up with the world, which is I think when previous live events have struggled, they try to throw everybody in together. That's a lot of load.
Well, they should be able. I mean, in reality, they should be able to handle millions of fucking people, but yeah,
Easier said than done. Maybe.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, not doing live shit would probably make it a lot easier.
Yeah, well, that's why the stuff on there right now is not live, and it runs smooth. Like the live is a different animal.
But it's free. You can get it for free. Check out, but it's got subscription written all over it.
Oh yeah, because right now it's all free.
I haven't found it, but it's like it's just screaming like they're not going to do that. They're giving it to you for free. They're not going to. That's not how it works.
But it's got potential. I mean, there's
money to be made somewhere in there.
The other month, Zuckerberg had like a private viewing of a UFC event. Do you remember that for the Mackenzie Dern fight?
Yes, after it was denied all week.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, I've been an MMA fan for a while. If Dana White says that's a lie, it's not happening, it's probably happening.
Well, and for safety reasons too. I'm sure they want to be like, yeah, he's gonna be there.
Just him, actually.
5:00. Yeah, and you know what? He's leaving his security at home. Weirdest thing.
Yeah, no, 100%. I get.
Out in the desert. Don't come. No.
So, I mean, it was pretty obvious that they had some deal in the works. Zuckerberg's been he when he was on the Joe Rogan Experience, he was ranting pretty big about how much of an MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fan he is.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden he rents it out, and I was like, but I don't think he's renting that out as a fan. I think that they have some sort of deal going on. And then boom, all of a sudden X Stadium comes out the next month or 2 months later, whatever. It's like, all right, I think that the UFC is going to tie into this very big, more than it already is.
It's an opportunity for any. To me, the real home run is going to be sporting events and concerts.
That stuff's going to help.
Comedy shows in there where I mean, a lot of these comedians now play fucking stadiums, so they're getting top dollar for good seats.
What sucks
what
for
if you
Meta
paid small dollar and had a great seat?
Imagine if the Quest 2 was out in its current state and popularity before the pandemic dropped.
That'd be crazy.
Because then yeah, you get what I'm saying though. Like the first VR concert
Worlds would be a lot more popular.
Yeah, it's like, but now we're kind of more prepared for it with technology that I don't know. It's interesting. It's just funny. They just missed the bullet with popularity.
Right. That's funny though.
Yeah, but I agree. Live sports, live music. That's gonna get a more casual audience.
In freaking Rio, in your own backyard here, it's like it's cool.
But I think you are correct with your fears of pay-per-view and stuff. When the press release for X Stadium came out, they mentioned in the future there's going to be subscription services and pay-per-views, and the only things in the world that do pay-per-view are WWE, boxing, and UFC. I mean, hey, there's also, I think there's like porn pay-per-views and stuff like that too.
I don't even know if they still do those. I haven't seen that in a hotel in 20 years. Where you could watch like first 14 seconds of it before you get charged. So spend an hour watching 10 seconds of porn, We're going back like 20, 30 years here though.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be pretty rough buying hotel, paywalled porn.
I like to buy hotel porn and then dispute the shit out of it in the morning as loud as I can.
When there's as much free porn as you would ever need. At one person, like, there's no reason that they need more porn than available for free on the internet on your phone.
It's free.
Like they really don't need to make more either.
Never heard of such a thing.
There's so much. There's so much. One person could never view all of it. They could stop making it today. I'm sure
there's people who are trying.
You could live your whole life. If they stop making it today, you could live your whole life and still not watch it all.
Got a doctor in pornology. I'm up to my 8 millionth porno.
Find out that
numb
that's
you'd become to the whole, just like, this shit is boring.
X Stadium
Never
sitting there
apply.
like, that's our wild card, man. This shit starts to go south. We're just gonna load
Yeah,
that
we're
shit
not
up.
talking about it, but
there's gonna be an
There'll
NSFW,
be an
not safe for work little section over there.
NC-17 over here. You know, you keep the kiddos out of. Hey, let the kids play in Rec Room, huh? The adults are going into the adult channels. Never mind all this screaming.
Too fucking funny. So no, let's see what happens with the app right now.
No, it was cool. It's functionable. It works. Let's just see what they can do with it.
Let's see if they go
And how
too
much
money
they're gonna-
hungry or if it's still consumer friendly.
That's my fear. I'm looking at it like in its current form, and I'm like,
They got to
all
make
right.
money somehow, and they're not. I don't see how they're making money right now.
yeah, exactly.
And that only means that they got something up their sleeve. They're getting
But
us all
it's got to be
addicted.
damn good, dude. Because I'm telling you, the risk involved of like, imagine paying $80 to watch a UFC fight in VR and it crashes.
Yeah,
It's hard enough for them to keep a feed up.
I think that they're doing slow rollouts. I think it'll probably be a couple of years before we see live events. If you want to be realistic,
We'll see.
but I
We
dream
shall
of it. It'll
see.
be cool. Like I said, it's like, oh
As
shit.
soon as the monetization is figured out, it'll be live.
Yeah. 100%. All right. So, anything else you want to talk about today, or you think that's good to wrap this baby up?
Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm
I
all
think that-
vinnied out.
Yeah, I think that just about covers it. You know,
I'm
on
good.
Wednesday, we're still going to be remote. Unfortunately, it's just for this week. Next week we'll be back to normal. But on Wednesday, we're talking about What the Bat,
What the bad?
a game that we
I can't even do their theme song.
No, it was good though.
It was really good.
Potentially, maybe interpreted a little. I don't know.
Well, I'll
Sounds
let
like
you
they're
figure
cussing
that
a
out.
little bit, but we'll get to that on Wednesday. But great theme song overall. It's a game that we debated a little bit on a Monday Morning News episode a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I was kind of on camp. It's going to be a hit. You're a little bit like,
Smash.
what the hell is
pun
going on
intended.
with, what's going to be the point? Your arms are.
I looked at you
Bats.
like you were nuts. I'm like, what? Hand with
But-
bats?
So let's see who was right. Was it me? Was it you? Was it a little bit of both? Let's find out. You know,
Was
you'll
it
hear about
neither?
that on Wednesday. But yeah, was it neither? What the hell? What the hell is even this game about? It's What the Bat. You know, what the fuck
What
what
the
are we
bat?
doing? So we will have the review of that on Wednesday. It'll be remote, but it'll still be a lot of fun. And then next week we'll be back in the studio. Like I always say though, I hype it up. Go join that Discord. Go subscribe. Rate us 5 stars on whatever podcast platform you listen to. Apple, Spotify, whatever. Podcast Addict, whatever you kids listen to these days. And then, yeah, maybe even go subscribe to that Patreon. Help us go full time, baby. All right. Other than
Sounds
that,
like a plan.
come on. That Discord's a party. All right. Check you out on Wednesday, folk.
Take care.